It's your nurse. I wanted to come on here to talk about first, I hope you're having a good day because I'm sure I am. I'm so happy to be with you. I want to talk about a hot topic that some nurses don't want to talk about angry doctors. hmm You know the type. How do we deal with difficult doctors? I don't understand these doctors, but here's my experience. I class them into maybe five or three or two types. Depending on how long I have, do, I'll arrange it for you. The first type, the angry doctor. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he got some issues at home or what. He just come in. He's the type of doctor that embarrass you in front of the whole nurses station. He'll insult you, call you names, call you out of your names. As a matter of fact, I don't even think the doctors know some of the nurses' name. And most of the nurses, they scared. They scared to deal with the doctor because you are tippy toeing on a fine line. If it's a doctor that's making money for the hospital, he just feel like he's entitled. And I'm not sure if there's a policy that's in place that the hospital does that they put in their contract. I don't know any dealings about the doctor. But when they come on the floor, they expect you to jump. Yes, you better jump. If your seat is there, if you're sitting in that seat and he wants it, he wants you to jump. Yes, sir. Yes, master. I don't mind getting up and give the doctor because I want him out my way. Give me the order so I could go do my work. I don't mind. But when he start insulting me, and so happened that some of the nurses, they know these doctors are difficult. He only liked to work with certain nurses. I was a supervisor at a nursing home. Everybody know this doctor. He called up. I just called to see which one of these stupid nurse supervisors I have tonight. I want to give an order. I'm like, who are you calling a stupid doctor? Stupid doctor. Who are you calling that? You know the one that don't know how to speak English. Well, the only one I know, she's from India. I'm saying to myself, can he speak English? He's from one of those, I think he was Italian or whatever. But that was very rude. They said the nurse is scared. So he wanted me to take this order. I said, slow down, doctor. I'm not your secretary. Slow down. That's what I wanted to tell him. Because when they give you verbal order, you have to read it back to the doctor to make sure, new nurse, read back to the doctor whatever order he wants so that there won't be a problem. He may come in and say, I didn't give her that verbal order. I'm not signing it. And then you're in trouble. So you got to tell him, take your time. Can you spell it for me? He probably hang up in your face. So just write as much Xanax, put XAN, whatever, and look it up. Because if you keep him on the phone too long and you act like unsure, he gonna hang up in your face. I guarantee you that. But anyway, never happened to me in the hospital, but I have witnessed doctors' rude, obnoxious behavior. Especially when you have to assist them. They expect you to jump, find stuff, this, that. and they can call you out of your name. They can call you stupid or what this and that, just make you feel inadequate. And as a matter of fact, they'll make you cry. You think nursing school gonna make you cry? The doctor's gonna make you cry. And the reason why nursing school is so rigid, so strict, they are preparing you for real life, honey. But you don't have to take that. That's another type of doctor. The other one is the privileged doctor. Hey, what you say? Do you want me to bring you your donut and coffee? Huh? The one that thinks that you should do that. You got to get up, get the chart for him, give it to him. Doesn't care. What are you doing? Stop what you're doing on the computer now and jump. That's the kind of doctor. He must have been privileged in his life, and so we continue. So dealing with those type of doctor. Oh yes, my favorite. The doctor that is colorblind. Let me tell you, I met a lot of those doctors, even in my travel. They just colorblind. They don't see me as a nurse. I have this big sign right here. Big RN, BSN, mean Bachelor of Nursing, rich nurse. Anyway, they don't see that. Let me tell you about an incident. I was coming out the room of a patient. I was in a hospital in a state that I would say predominantly white, because I haven't seen any black nurse on staff. Only black nurse I've seen is myself and the few that the agency send there. And that's the truth. Anyway, so the CNA, when it's like this, it makes me a little uncomfortable. When I'm the black nurse and the predominantly CNA is white, I'm a little uncomfortable because I know there's going to be a conflict. And the conflict is they might not want to listen to you. And so you have to exert your power and let them know, not in an abusive way, let them know, yes, I went to school, I am trainable, and I know what I'm doing as a nurse. The CNA will try to make you feel like you're not the nurse and they are. So you have to know to draw that line. And I'm just telling you that, my personal opinion, my personal experience. You may come upon that. It doesn't matter if you're black. You could be Indian, you could be Spanish, whatever. You might run into that with the black CNA. Anyway, so this white CNA, I was the nurse, and she was standing out the door, and I'm coming out the door. So as she was standing out, I saw the doctor, but I was busy with the patient. And he was telling her, and he was giving her a verbal order. What he want, whatever labs, this and that. She did not say, well, I'm not the nurse. The nurse is right there. So since she didn't do all that and he left, he didn't wait to see who was the nurse. He just automatically went to the white CNA. So she came to me. Dr. So-and-so gave me an order, and I'm not a nurse. Well, what did you do? Did you tell him you weren't the nurse and I was in there? No. Well, guess what? I don't know what he told you, and whatever you told me, I don't hear it. Sorry. I don't know what to do, and there's nothing really she could have did, because she can't tell me to do a verbal order. The supervisor can't tell me to do a verbal order based on what the CNA say. Not that I don't trust the CNA, but legalities. She doesn't have any right to do that. Anyway, she didn't know that. Or she may have known that, but, that's besides the point. Whatever. So the next day, or I'm not sure if it's the next day I came in. Doctor gave you an order, whatever. So he comes up in his was angry and so who's the nurse? Who's the nurse in charge for Mrs. XYZ? And I'm like this because I don't deal with somebody pushing me, angry and trying to act like. So I'm like this. Who's the nurse for Mrs. XYZ? Boy, he was getting mad. He was turning red. I wanted to laugh. Doctor E, I'm the nurse for Mrs. XYZ. You had an order. You didn't give the order. What order? Yesterday you saw me? My name is Miss Foster. You gave an order to a CNA. You didn't bother to find out who was the nurse. I didn't even think you cared because I came out right before you leave when you was talking to her. You seen the big sign RN. I was in, the patient had their own, the patient room was in the room by herself. And I was the nurse coming out. You see the big sign? You didn't bother. You went and told the CNA. So before you get upset, before you start calling me names and acting, that's exactly what I told him. You need to address me by my name, the way, give me the respect that I'm going to give you. He was like, I see that he was like red because everybody was at the nurse's station. I was scared, saying, oh God, Lord, mercy, I lose this job again for speaking up because this mouth get me in a lot of trouble just from speaking the truth. And I was like, I hope I don't get this job. I better not come back. I was like, so anyway, the supervisor came down. You know, I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you to the supervisor. I'm going to report you to the manager. Who's the manager? You don't even know the manager, doctor? Well, let me direct you. And I'm trying to walk away because I'm trying to get him to a place that he doesn't escalate and then I'm embarrassed because I don't want to go through this. I'm not going to do the crying like all the other nurses with this particular doctor. Because I've heard a story that he makes them cry and all that. And I don't want to do. So I'm just walking away and trying to get him. I can't get him in the narcotic room because if I get him in the narcotic room, the camera and they're going to see everything. And I'm darn sure won't have a job after this. So I'm trying to get him in the break room and everything. Trying to walk back, and that man, like he wanted to pull me back and say so. I'm like, first of all, don't touch me. I wanted to say, but I kind of just looked like that, and he kind of went like this, and I'm walking away, and I'm saying to myself, I'm doing everything. I'm talking to myself. I'm like doing what more do you want from me? I'm thinking, oh, Tyrese. What am I gonna do, Lord? What? This doctor is getting on my nerves. Just write the order. I told him, just go do whatever you want to. I lose it. Do whatever you want to. If you want to go to the supervisor, go to the supervisor. I have all right because you did not give me that order. So I don't care. If you all want to fire me right now. You need somebody in this building that is diversified, that know how to talk to people, that know there's a difference. There's black nurse, white nurse, Indian nurse. And the supervisor came down, they pulled me aside. You know, I got suspended. But I didn't feel that was right, but that's okay. Whenever I'm pulled in the office, whenever I think that they might fire me, that's another thing. I don't stick around at the job. Like I told you, I'll quit in a minute. I just resign because I know this is going to be on my record. And it's going to be on my record that I did something wrong. When I felt justified, my behavior was escalated because of the doctor. And some people are going to say you need to be composed, but they can push you to the level that I don't know if it's, let me just say, it could be their stress. They might be going through a lot. Surgery might not go right. The money might not come in. The student loan might be piled up. That's no excuse. But we need to be professional at all times. And I lose my cool, and it's okay. I had to learn from that mistake. I had to resign from that job. No one should insult you. No one should make you feel less than. And I don't know why these doctors are so entitled. They feel that this is their field. And to be honest, I think, this is my opinion now, I don't know what agreement the hospital have with them. A lot of nurses, they just bear the pain. They just overlook it. They don't address the doctors because what happened? The hospital is not going to get rid of that doctor right away unless it becomes something serious, what they call abuse, harassment, whatever. If the doctor insults you, the doctor call you out your name, if you say get up and you need to get up for him, then they justify it. They know sometimes there are some doctors that are so difficult to work with, and they will be there for years. You would leave before them. So because of that, the reprimand will come to the nurse. It just push it under the rug and let it go. But if you just don't lose your cool like I did, try to get him in a situation, call him aside and say, doctor, or call him on the phone. Better yet, call him on the phone and let him know. Or when he comes back another time. After that blow up though, I noticed a change in his behavior. I don't know if they talked to him or not. But he was more respectful, not to me, but to all the nurses. Not only to me, but to all the nurses. He recognized that he was wrong, but he didn't tell us. I'm saying he recognized that he was wrong. The way he comes on, he find out who has that nurse, who is the nurse, and who has that particular patient. And that's the only way we can work together if we are more. I lost my train of thought. The only way we can work together, be mindful, be respectful of others. And I'm very in tune that he may have a lot of situation in his life. Should I make that as an excuse for him? No way. You shouldn't be treated like that. Another type of doctor, and I'm naming these doctors. I named them. We did angry, privileged, the one that don't speak English. Well, they do speak English, but it's just so difficult to understand them, and they get angry and hang up the phone in your face. I had worked with a doctor. This is another type of doctor. I worked with him in the jail. I'll call him Dr. Oodles and Noodles. He is from Nigeria. So he went to Nigeria to get his wife. And then came over and then marry her. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what happened between him and the wife. The wife was an RN, and I met her in the grocery store, ShopRite in Philadelphia. And she was talking to me. I don't know, she might have just targeted me or what. But she said she wanted a job, and she's a new RN, new in the United States. So I told her about the jail, not knowing that her husband was working there. He was working with me on night shift. He's a piece of work too. Anyway, I don't know what happened. He asked me to babysit his kids. They had 2 kids, 2 boys. And yeah, so I work nights, and he would bring over the kid in the morning. Next thing I know, it's fine. I babysit these kids and I wasn't charging. I was babysitting for free. No, I was not dating the doctor. He had a wife. I don't date married men. So 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody knocking down my door likes the cops. Who is that? This lady come knock at my door thinking I'm dating her husband. I'm with her husband. I'm watching your child. Where the hell are you? You ain't at work. So I call him up. I don't care what time. I call him up. Come get your kids, please. Come get your kids, because I don't want this lady keep knocking at my house. Baby, mama, drama, nurse, mama, drama, karma, whatever. I'm thinking about this woman is evil. Why you went to Nigeria and get her if you had an inclination that you wanted to date other people? And I know who he was dating, but I didn't tell her. She'd think it was me, and that woman targeted me and harassed me so bad. And I was so mad I had to tell her one day at work, because she ended up working with me. I'll tell her, you know what? You busy thinking I want your man? Do you know who have your man? The supervisor. And she white. Hello. That girl was so pissed with me. But years after, she did apologize because she thought I was dating. I was only helping with the kids. Where were you? You're the mother. You were busy running around. And why did he go? Why did you come to America? Well, that's another story. That's another story. I won't even get into it. He went to Nigeria, got her. I guess that's his love from Lil. But when she got here, she wanted more. He's an intern doctor, but I guess she was seeing money and the money wasn't coming. Anyway, so I don't deal with those type of ghetto doctor, I call him. I call him ghetto doctor. So we did that. The moral of this story is, don't let these doctors abuse you. And I'm telling you, because if you're a new nurse, you might encounter these types of doctors. They're not placed in this type because of they're good, this and that. Hello, how you do? No, they have something going on with them. And we don't know what kind of problem anyone have. Because I could be the nurse. I'm going through some changes. I come to work. I'm just bashing everybody. I'm just being critical, treating everybody like shit. That's not cool. You can't do that. So another thing the doctor don't like when you call them in the middle of the night. Hello, are you a doctor? I mean, to the point where I had to do that. I'll call the doctor. I have an emergency. I want to know something, what you want me to do. Don't wake me up. Why you wake me up in the middle of the night? Damn. Hang up the phone. I call him back. I'm saying, excuse me, are you a doctor? Is this your patient? Well, this is what I'm going to do since you don't. I'm sending them. That's when I work in the nursing home. I'm sending your patient to the ER. What can he do? He's getting mad at me. He doesn't want to listen because he's sleeping or he's on the golf course or he's at the restaurant, wherever he is, enjoying his life and forget about what's going on now. So I'm waking you up. Sorry. So you have to do another incident. This is a big incident that I need you to, new nurse. A doctor may come to you and he gives you a verbal order. He wants you to do a cardiac meds. I'll give you an example. A cardiac medication that you know on the med surge floor, we don't take care that type of cardiac meds. What do? You go to him and you said in a calm voice, Dr. E, are you sure you want to give this medication? This dose? He may say yes, but Dr. E, I'm sorry to bother you, but this type of medication and this kind of dose, we don't give on this unit. You have to remind them because lots of stuff going on with them. They don't remember sometimes. They're in charge. They're running around the hospital. They're in every floor. So you have to tell them, no, Dr. E, I think this patient needs to go to the telemetry unit to have this type of medication that you want them. And they'll understand. See, but if you just say, no, I'm not going to give it, he's going to question your judgment. He's going to be angry at you and get the supervisor and all, and he might want to get you fired. So you have to know all these things and say just calmly, Dr. E, maybe you need to send the patient to telemetry because they can handle this type of medication, and then you could put him on heart monitor and stuff like that. We don't do it on this unit, and he will understand. Okay, where's the chart? I'll do it. I'll put in an order for them to go to tele. Simple as that. Now, if you have a doctor that's pushing it, say, no, I want you to give that meds now. This is what I do. I still remain calm, but I say, Dr. E, I'll let you in the med room and I'll show you where the medication is and you can give it. Politely, because remember, new nurse, that's your license. When it comes to the board of nursing, you gave that medication, the patient died. You gave it because the doctor told you to give it, and you know you don't give it on the unit. That amount of dose and everything, you put yourself in jeopardy. You put your license in jeopardy. Nobody else but you. So you gotta know these little tips. And you have to think critical on your feet. You have to know the different meds. Look it up. If it says no, you got to be a heart monitor, you know you don't do all that on your unit, then you told the doctor, lead him nicely. You know, you got to tame those doctors like you tame a man. Lead him nicely to lead him. I'm sorry about the phone. Lead him nicely and say, doctor, here's the stuff that you need and you can give it. He won't say a word. He know he was wrong. And he will give it. Some doctors will just go ahead and give it. And then you call your supervisor and tell her what happened so you don't look bad. And she might be able to talk to the doctor and send the patient to the correct unit. I'm just trying to keep you safe. Have a wonderful day.